A football podcast for football fans by football guys. Welcome to the End Zone Experts.
Welcome back to the End Zone Experts podcast. Today we are hunting for those under the radar players who could turn your roster into a dynasty juggernaut. I am your host, Chris Knowles, and today we are zeroing in on 3 quarterbacks that you need to stash in your dynasty league for 2025. The first one is Joe Milton III, Michael Penix Jr., and the third one's going to be a bit of a surprise, and I'm going to wait to reveal that one later on. These guys might not be a household name yet, other than Michael Penix Jr. Joe Milton's kind of working his way in there, but they've got the kind of upside that makes dynasty managers really just salivate here. Whether you're in a superflex league or you're just planning for the future, let's break down why these deep stashes could pay off big. Let's first up, we're going to get right into it with Joe Milton III, the rookie quarterback with the New England Patriots. If you haven't heard of Milton yet, you're not alone. He's flying way under the radar. Most people that have heard his name are real big fantasy football fanatics and football fanatics in general. A little bit about him. He was drafted in the 6th round of the 2024 NFL draft out of Tennessee. And the guy's got an arm that could launch a football into orbit. He seriously, his arm strength is just unreal. Think kind of like a Josh Allen level velocity. He's a 6'5", 235 pounds. He ran a 4.61 40-yard dash at the combine, and the dude's a physical freak. Why is he a deep dash? Well, right now he's buried on the depth chart behind Drake May, the Pats' 3rd overall pick, and with him coming into the league underneath May, it's going to be hard because May did he really performed well last year, so it's going to be kind of hard. The one plus though is Mike Vrabel has come in and pretty much 100% he's going to roll with Drake May, and he's come in and rumors are starting to fly that Joe Milton possibly could be traded. But here's the thing: New England is kind of working on building that roster. Uh, May still has plenty to prove. There's no doubt about it. I don't think they're going to obviously bench May anytime. He would have to totally take a downfall this season, which I doubt would happen. But May's he's got a little bit of issues, not tons, but we'll see what happens. Milton is definitely raw. There's no doubt. His college stats, they showed some flashes. He threw for 2,800 passing yards and 20 touchdowns in his final Tennessee season. His accuracy is a work in progress at 58% completion. But still, in Dynasty, you're betting on traits, and Milton's got the tools to develop into something special. Milton, the best avenue for Milton really to be relevant is a trade to a team like the Steelers, a team like the Browns, the team like the Giants would be a good one. That's where he would have a lot of potential to climb up, obviously, the quarterback in the dynasty quarterback rankings. I really do love Joe Milton. Joe Milton came in last season, and I understand that many will debate the fact that he played against a Buffalo defense that was full of second stringers. But what he did was pure talent. Yeah, I thought Milton coming out of college and what he did at the combine, in my opinion, he's exactly what Anthony Richards should have been in the NFL. And I think Joe Milton has a lot of potential. I really do. I think he fits the mold of today's style of NFL: young, fast, athletic. The days of you statuesque quarterbacks are they're almost long gone. You just don't see those Peyton Mannings. You don't see those Tom Brady's anymore. And Joe Milton is definitely a quarterback I would be looking at if I were a team that was needing a quarterback for sure. Next, I want to talk about Michael Penix Jr. He's the Atlanta Falcons rookie who's already got some dynasty managers buzzing. Obviously, Penix was a top 10 pick in 2024. He was eighth overall, which really kind of shocked everyone after the Falcons signed Kirk Cousins to that massive 4-year deal. Right now, we kind of saw Cousins struggle last season, and I, I think obviously this year you're going to see Penix take that lead. Um, he's got a cannon of an arm. He's got a knack for the deep balls that can make Drake London and Kyle Pitts, I'm so sorry, drool. At Washington, he threw for 4,900 yards and 36 touchdowns in his last college season. He led the Huskies to the national championship game. His talent is really undeniable, and I really like what Atlanta has done there. Uh, Atlanta has done what I believe teams that are trying to build young and create stability and sustainability is you've got Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and now you have Michael Penix. All four of those have a few things in common, but most importantly is age. And whenever you can create that chemistry and kind of grow together, it's like watching a plant or a tree grow from the ground up. It's all growing together as opposed to, let's take a scenario we talked about last night with the Steelers where you've got a young Metcalf, a young Pickens, and now you have this older 41-year-old quarterback. It's off balance. It's sustainability long term is not there because you cannot beat Father of Time. Aaron Rodgers is not going to be there in 5 years. The other two will. Whether if Pickens doesn't get traded or go off or whatnot. That's why I really like the the Falcons for sure. Um, Another thing there is, obviously I just mentioned he's not getting any younger. I believe Penix is definitely going to take the reins this year. Atlanta's offense is loaded with weapons, and Penix's pocket passing style fits like a glove. He's not a big runner, so don't expect like a Lamar Jackson type vibe, but he is mobile enough to keep plays alive. In super flex leagues, he's probably rostered, but in shallower one quarterback formats, he potentially could still be out there. If you can snag him, do it. He's got a potential future star with a very sky high ceiling. Patience is going to be a little bit key. I'm really hoping he kind of picks off a little bit off of what he did late last year. But I believe the payoff could be like a top 12 fantasy quarterback in a dream situation here. I'm a big fan of his as well. Again, it's just that creating that constant, you know, uh, that constant building towards future success is what I'd say is why I like Penix, and he's got tons of stars around him right now. And we're fixing to go into our third and final quarterback, and this one's going to be This one's going to be a debatable one for sure. I went really, really deep into this one here, and kind of was pondering this over a few days. And I kind of do that before I start shooting these videos and making content. I believe this quarterback here is someone that had a lot of potential coming out of college, and he played really, really well in the final year of his college. And I understand most people are going to probably go, "What the heck are you talking about? Why would you even say him? I don't see it. There's no way. That's crazy." But I'm going to just go out here on a limb. I'm going to go bold, and I'll kind of explain. But the third one I would stash, and this is one I would stash probably on your practice squad, is Jordan Travis of the New York Jets. He's a rookie quarterback out of Florida State. Travis was a 5th-round pick in 2024, and he's a guy right now who's easily being overlooked. He's obviously coming off of a brutal leg injury that cut his final college season short. But before that, the guy was electric. He had over 2,700 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, and 7 rushing touchdowns in 2022 with a 64% completion rate. He's a dual threat guy. He's 6'1", 212 pounds with a 4.5 speed when healthy. Think of him kind of like a poor man's Jaden Daniels with that run pass combo. I believe he's someone you got to watch, especially now that they signed Justin Fields, who I absolutely love. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but I believe if Justin Fields turns out to not be the guy, then they're going to have to turn somewhere. And if I'm saying again, if Jordan Travis is healthy enough, he is a very intriguing option. I'm not saying grab him and put him on your bench. What I'm saying is stash him on your practice squad. I'm not sure how your league is set up, but in mine and in many others, when I play Dynasty, we have a few practice squad spots. I am in a super flex league, so I do kind of carry a little bit more of the deeper quarterbacks on my practice squad. You can never have too many quarterbacks in a super flex league. And I do believe Justin Fields is going to be fine. If he's not, however, because of his past in Pittsburgh and Chicago, where some things have been gone a little rocky, let's just say the Jets aren't happy with what they're seeing. They end up putting Jordan Travis in there. He's got a lot of potential. Still raw in the NFL, obviously, but Travis is somebody, again, that was really, really good in Florida State. So I think he's super, super cheap. And that's one thing I would say is it's costing you literally nothing to have him on your roster. If it's not costing you anything and he's on your practice squad, just leave him there. That's what a lot of this is in Dynasty is, and I'm not trying to go off too off subject here, but Dynasty, a large part of it is having the ability to scout and project for future success in players. And you do have to be a little bit of a football fanatic and a football nerd per se to take a deeper dive and take some risks when forming your dynasty team. It's just like as if you were playing a franchise mode on Madden and you're trying to build that roster for success. The one difficult part is when you're trying to trade with people, you're trading with actual individuals. So it's not a computer trading. So they're not going to be as easy. Some people's values are higher than what you probably perceive. But all in all, what I'm saying though is Jordan Travis is someone that's super, super cheap and affordable. He's a flyer that I would take if you have a spot open on your practice squad. Slide him in there. Just hold on to him. Cross your fingers. Let's see what happens. But I do believe if he gives us an opportunity to see him in the NFL and he plays well, obviously it's going to pay off, and it costs you literally nothing. That's huge upside. You want that. With that being said, I know this was a quick video, but I just wanted to go over 3 quarterbacks I think we need to definitely talk about as stashes. So pretty much Joe Milton III, Michael Penix Jr., and Jordan Travis. 3 deep stash quarterbacks with upside to transform your dynasty roster. Milton's the raw talent with the monster arm. Penix is the high pedigree heir apparent, which looks like he is going to be the starter this year. And Travis is like a wild card, dual threat quarterback that is really, really cheap. These guys won't necessarily help you in week 1, but again, Dynasty's a marathon. It's not a sprint. If you guys have any thoughts on these stashes, any debates, any agreements, any disagreements, as always, please hit me up on X. My handle is at Chris Knowles NFL. I would absolutely love to hear who you're stashing, and if you've got a sleeper quarterback that I may have missed. Quick heads up, it is March 3rd, 2025. We are still in the offseason. Hayes, free agency, and the draft obviously is going to flip the script, so keep your eyes peeled. In the next coming weeks, we're going to dive into some running backs, so don't miss that. And until then, keep tweaking those rosters, and I will catch you guys on the next one.